Texas made their debut into the SEC last year, and they proved that they could hold their own in probably the toughest conference in NCAA women's basketball, ending the season ranked 4th overall in the AP polls and tied for 1st in the SEC, touting a 35-4 record in their first season alongside South Carolina. Now that's how you make an entrance. Moral of the story? Don't mess with Texas. We want to welcome you back to Davis Sports Report, where we bring you engaging content. We want to ask that you please like the video and help us reach 10,000 subscribers by subscribing and getting in on the fun. As always, we appreciate the comments, and I was told by our #1 Texas Longhorns fan that I basically better stop playing at her face by putting out these other rosters before Texas, who took out most of the teams that I've created rosters for. My bad, Texas Kimberly. Yes, we actually read the comments and we love them. And with that being said, let's get into the Texas Longhorns roster. Coach Schaefer has 13 of the 15 scholarships filled, bringing in major talent from the transfer portal, as well as strategizing for the future. Coach Schaefer had the blueprint, and he's decided to make it even better. Let's start with the guards. First up is Rory Harmon. She is a grad student and she is 5'6". She averaged 9.3 points per game, 3.5 rebounds per game, 5.9 assists per game, 2.2 steals per game at a 37.3 field goal percentage. She did miss portion of the 23-24 season with a knee injury, but she came back strong, unafraid, and ready to win. She was elected for the 2025 SEC All-Defensive Team, 2023 First Team All-Big 12, 2023 Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time Big 12 All-Defensive Team. It doesn't matter what conference she's in, she shines on defense, and opponents are going to get that business. She was 3rd in steals for the SEC last season, and the 2 players above her have graduated, making her basically the #1 going into next season. Many more accolades, including that Harmon became the first freshman in Texas women's basketball history to earn an All-American honor. ESPN named Harmon the 10th ranked point guard in the 2021 recruiting class. She has 1,288 career points and 279 career steals. Harmon and Booker have a synergy. They go together like hamburgers and fries. They are each good by themselves, but so much better together. I'm super excited that she decided to come back for one more run. Next up is Brianna Preston. She is a sophomore and she is 5'9". She averaged 4.4 points per game, 1.2 rebounds per game, 1.9 assists per game at a 47.4 field goal percentage. She was ranked 38th in the 2024 class. She stepped it up in the NCAA tournament by scoring a season-high 12 points in the Longhorns Sweet 16 win over Tennessee and a season-high 7 assists in the NCAA tournament first-round victory over William and Mary. The Austin American-Statesman stated that Preston bragged about her recent work in the weight room, and Schaefer noted that she had put on some good weight, and yet her explosiveness and quickness hasn't been affected at all. I look forward to seeing Brianna in her new weight on the court this season. Then we have Sarah Graves. She is a senior and she's 5'9". She averaged 0.2 points per game, 0.1 rebounds per game, and 0.2 assists per game. She was a walk-on sophomore guard that impacts the team both in the practice gym and from the bench. KUVE quoted Graves as saying, "How can I push myself to be a little bit better than I was yesterday? And where does that eventually take me?" This is Graves' senior season, and I know she will continue to contribute in her own way. Next up is Jordan Lee, and she is a sophomore and she's 6 feet tall. She averaged 5.8 points per game, 1.5 rebound per game, 1.2 assists per game at a 40.8 field goal percentage. She was ranked 9th in the 2024 class. She scored 16 points in the Final Four versus number 2 South Carolina and scored 13 points in the Longhorns Sweet 16 win against Tennessee. Lee led Texas with 42 three-point field goals in the season and shot 39.3% from the three-point range. Over the summer, Lee participated in the FIBA U19, where she averaged 6.7 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 2.7 assists per game. Ultimately, they won the gold. I didn't feel like I got a good feel for Jordan last season with the Longhorns, but seeing her in the FIBA games really highlighted her strengths in both defense and offensively running the floor, and she did it with so much confidence. The Daily Texan quotes Leah saying, "It took me a while to lean on the people around me and be okay with making mistakes. Coming out of high school, you're in the mindset of being the best player where you come from, and you come and have to kind of rearrange your role to make sure you fit in okay with the team. It probably took me about half the year to be okay with failing," end quote. I personally saw the growth from the beginning of the season to the end, and the expectation is that Lee will come in stronger for the Longhorns this season. Next is Grace Printer. She is a freshman and she is 5'8". She's a member of the Irish national senior team, which competed at the 2025 FIBA Women's Eurobasket qualifier. Previously, she was a member of the National Irish Youth Team, which competed in 2024 FIBA U18 Women's Eurobasket, where she averaged 16.1 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, and 3 assists. In the 2024 FIBA U20 Women's Eurobasket, she averaged 14.3 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game. I mean, wow, she had a very busy 2024. And due to copyrights, I couldn't get much video on her, but what I saw is that she's nice from the arch, which is something the Longhorns can use to open up the floor so that Rory has her way with her opponent, or she can feed the post. Coming in as a freshman, I expect that Coach Schaefer will utilize her against teams with a slower pace so she can get good looks from the three. Then we have Ashton Judd. She is a senior and she is 6'1". She transferred in from Missouri, where she averaged 11.6 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 1.7 assists per game at a 39.5 field goal percentage. She was ranked 34th in scoring in the SEC and reached 1,000 career points last season. She was tied for second in scoring for the Tigers, second in rebounding, and she made 56 three-pointers. Judd was a highly ranked transfer, and I really think she's going to be a great fit for the Longhorns. Yahoo Sports quotes Coach Schaefer as saying, "Ashton will play multiple positions for us because she has a unique and dynamic skill set." He continued by saying, "Her ability to score at all 3 levels, finish with contact, stretch the floor, and scoring off the bounce will make our team better immediately. Her character, toughness, and competitive spirit makes her a perfect fit." Then we move on to Aaliyah Crump. She is a freshman and she is 6'1". She was ranked 5th in the class of 2025. She is a 2-time All-State honoree, team captain, and was selected to the 2024 Max Prep Minnesota Player of the Year. Crump was named to the watch list for the 24-25 Naismith Trophy Girls High School Player of the Year. And she participated in the 2025 U.S. Women's Nike Hoop Summit, 2023 USA Women's U16 National Team, where Team USA won a gold. She ranked 2nd on the team in made threes and three-point percentage. ESPN writes the following about Crump. Crump is a guard with a strong frame. She knows how to use her body to position herself well on drives to the rim. She has an all-around skill and is comfortable all over the floor. She can catch fire from deep and also punish smaller defenders inside and on the glass. She has all the tools to be an elite defender, end quote. And I'm going to say that I couldn't agree more. I watched her highlights. She is a great player on both ends of the court. And before we move on to the front court, if you guys are enjoying the content, please hit that like button to help us out. Moving on to the forwards, we're going to start with Madison Booker. She is a junior and she is 6'1". I could talk about Booker all day, seriously, all day, but I'm not going to hold you guys. She averaged 6.3 points per game, 6.6 rebounds per game, 2.7 assists per game at a 46.4 field goal percentage. She was an AP First Team All-American, 2-time WBCA First Team All-American, 24-25 SEC Player of the Year, 23-24 Big 12 Player of the Year, she was the first freshman ever to win the honor. She's a 2-time Cheryl Miller Small Forward of the Year, Wooden Award All-American finalist, and WBCA Wade Trophy finalist, among other things. In her freshman year, she set the UT freshman assist record with 185 assists for the season. Now, this was the year that Harmon went out and Booker had to run the point. So for those that think a non-traditional point guard can't run point, Booker proved that wrong. Or maybe it's just that she's that good. I don't know. She also became the second fastest player in program history to record 1,000 points, and she did it in 61 games. She also won a gold medal with Team USA, and she was ranked 12th in her recruiting class. 12th? Wait, who was ranked higher than Madison Booker? Oh, yeah, y'all don't want to know. You don't even want to know. Moving right along to Justice Carlton. She is a sophomore and she's 6'1". She averaged 5 points per game, 2.6 rebounds per game, 0.4 assists per game at a 49.3 field goal percentage. Carlton was ranked 7th on the ESPN Hoop Girls ranking list. She is best known for her work ethics and persistence, being willing to play through contact. Carlton averaged 11 minutes per game. Next up is Bria Cunningham. She is a junior and she is 6'4". She transferred in from Arizona, where she averaged 11 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, 0.9 assists per game, and 1.8 block per game. And she averaged that with a 56 field goal percentage. The Arizona Desert Storm writes, "When Cunningham could stay on the floor, she was dominant. The problem was staying on the floor due to propensity for fouls."
I'm looking forward to just playing a new conference, bigger competition, bigger stage. I hope to contribute whatever the team needs this season.
Then we have Taya Sidbury. She is a senior and she is 6'1". She transferred in from Boston College, where she averaged 12.5 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, 0.9 assists per game at a 42.3 field goal percentage. She was the top rebounder for Boston College Eagles. She is currently 11 points away from her 1,000 career points. And I usually ask, can their game transition, as they are now in the SEC and it's much more competitive? For Sidbury, I'm going to say yes, because she averaged 9.7 points against ranked schools last season. And with only an average of 1.8 turnovers out of the 33 games she played in last season. That speaks volume. If you put the ball in her hand, she knows what to do with it. Lastly is the centers, and we're going to start with Kyla Oldacre. She is a senior, and she is 6'6". She is the big that brings the bang. She averaged 8.8 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, 0.5 assists per game at a 59.2 field goal percentage, while averaging 17 minutes per game. Double her minutes, and you'll likely double her scoring and rebounding stats. Kyla and Taylor Jones were what I used to call the Twin Towers. Anytime Jones got into foul trouble or needed a break, Oldacre was able to step right in and play just as well. In many games, I felt she played even better. She came in big with blocked shots, offensive rebounds, and putbacks, and just showing really overall toughness on the post. And lastly is Lovisa Aspring-Jose. She is a sophomore and she is 6'6", and she transferred in from Florida Atlantic. She averaged 3.4 points per game, 3.8 rebounds per game, 0.2 assists per game at a 43.3 field goal percentage, while averaging 14.2 minutes per game. I looked at some of Lavisa's games, and I feel like she could use some more training to compete in the SEC. She absolutely has potential, and if she's Oldacre's understudy, I think she will get up to speed very quickly. Oldacre is a senior this year, so I'm sure Coach Schaefer will want Jose to get some touches to build her confidence for the seasons ahead. And that concludes the roster. Now it's time to check out each position. For the guards, there are 7, 5 of which are vets and 2 freshmen. And you guys know what we do here. Coach Mulkey made a statement last season about how many McDonald's All-Americans on a team, so we count them up. For the guards, we have 3. Now moving on to the forwards. There are 4 really awesome forwards that Coach Schaefer has. I mean, this is a stellar group here. That includes 3 McDonald's All-Americans. And lastly is the centers. And there are 2 centers, and Kayla Oldacre was a McDonald's All-American in 2022. Now for the fun part, trying to determine who Coach Schaefer will start next year. Last year, Coach started 3 guards and 2 forwards, doing a little rotation on the starting guards, but the 2 that didn't rotate out very much were Rory Harmon and Shea Holley, and Shea Holley has graduated. The other staple in the starting lineup were forwards, Madison Booker and Taylor Jones, and Taylor also has graduated, leaving 2 starters from last season. I feel strongly that Kayla Oldacre will join the starting lineup this season. She was phenomenal off the bench last year, really tussling for the ball, and in my opinion, she earned a spot on the floor, and I don't see anyone else on the team that could hold down the front court offensively or defensively better than Oldacre. Now, do we think it'll be like one additional guard and one additional forward situation? If you recall, a few of these players can play multiple positions, including Madison Booker, who has proven record that she can hold down the point guard position. Brianna Preston and Jordan Lee play similar roles on the court and have similar averages. Then there's a transfer, Ashton Judd, who has higher scoring average, but is she as effective on defense? And for the forwards, the two newcomers are not as nimble as Madison Booker, but they are great in their own right. Also, very similar stats and playing styles. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Drop your starting five in the comments section or any other comments you have regarding this team. Let me know how you're feeling about them. Are they going all the way this year? I really do think the SEC is where all the action is going to be this year. These teams are creating super teams, and it's going to be the clash of the Titans. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to help us grow the channel. And with that, I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.